deemed too risky, too dangerous for anyone to attempt. Until now. Ohio's Joey Sylvester and his 10,000-pound bad habit will put life on the line. Launching at 90 miles per hour into oblivion to top the 202-foot record set by the legendary Bigfoot.
Anything can go wrong. It's a recipe for disaster, 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 disaster.
Gravity will be defied. Fear will be cast aside in the ultimate monster truck jump.
We welcome you to the Cornfield 500 here on Tracks, where we take you to places and races you don't usually see, where the unusual is the ordinary. Hello everyone, my name is Shane Andrews and I welcome you to the 10th annual Cornfield 500. Today belongs to Boardman, Ohio's Joey Sylvester and his monster truck Bad Habit, as he will attempt to break the world record for the longest monster truck jump. Mark Kenyon sat down with Joey to talk about his chances at making history.
You're watching Tracks, and we're here with Joe Sylvester, driver of the Bad Habit monster truck. Joe, tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell me what makes Joe Sylvester tick.
I like to show off. You know, that's what I do best. That's what I've always done since I was a kid. You know, I like getting crazy in just about anything that has a motor and wheels. I just like the simple things in life, you know, motors and speed.
Joe, you're a young guy, 26 years old. Why are you doing this?
Well, why not? You know, it's just, it's the next thing on my list I've wanted to do. I've always been a big risk taker. I'm a firm believer you're not going to get anywhere in life unless you take risks. To me, it's all about just trying to live every minute of your life on the edge, just trying to have a good time, and that's what I like to do. And if I can inspire a few people along the way to accomplish their goals and their dreams, that's fantastic.
Bigfoot did the jump 11 years ago, and in 11 years, not one monster truck has attempted to do this. So I got to ask you the obvious question. Are you crazy or are you just stupid?
I've been asked both. I've been called both. You know, your opinion is your opinion. You know, you do with it what you want. But definitely, I am who I am. I do what I do because I enjoy it. And you know, maybe some other guys haven't done it because maybe they're not crazy enough. Maybe they're not willing to take that risk on either their equipment or their body. It's just something like I said, I want to do. I'm confident that I can do. I'm confident in my abilities. I'm confident in my equipment and my family, my friends, my mechanics, everybody around me. And I'm pretty confident that we can make this happen. And maybe just nobody else has that confidence.
What could go wrong?
The biggest thing would be mechanical failure. If the motor drops a cylinder, if the tranny slips, drive shaft rips out coming up to the ramp, and it's at the point of no return that I like to call, which is where you're so close to the ramp where you can't hit the brakes and you can't steer out of it. You have to hit the jump. As long as we clear the distance, as long as we clear the tip of the landing ramp, things will be fine. If all four wheels break off and the truck cartwheels and flips and gets broken a million pieces, we'll be pretty safe. Even at that kind of speed, coming down from that kind of air, hitting the dirt, you know, be strapped in. I've got some of the best safety equipment in motorsports, as pretty much all monster trucks have nowadays. So we're pretty safe in there, but if you go from 80 miles an hour to a dead stop instantly, that's gonna be pretty bad. The G-forces on your body, you won't be able to take it very well.
There's a good possibility, a very good possibility, that you could die 200 feet from the launch ramp. Have you thought about that?
I try not to think about it, you know, be honest with you, it hasn't really crossed my mind. I don't really think about negative things too much. I try not to think about negative things at all in my life because that's only going to bring you down. It's only going to hinder you from accomplishing your goals. I'm sure it hits a lot of people around me pretty close, you know, and it's in the back of their mind. They might not want to think about it, but it might be a reality. Is it a reality? Sure, but it's more of a reality that I could get killed by a drunk driver on the way home tonight, you know, and I'd much rather go out with a bang.
Joe, I know Evel Knievel was your hero. Here's a couple of quotes from him. I thought I was bulletproof or Superman. I thought I'd never run out of nerve. From your hero, I thought I'd never run out of nerve.
Well, Evil lived a long, very happy life with what he did. He did what he did very well, and he did it for a long time. And I'm sure there was a point in his life where he reached, where he figured out that, I've accomplished everything I've set out to do, and I'm satisfied. That's what I get from that quote. And maybe I can only hope that one day I can get to that point.
And here's what else he said. This is what he said, I guess, about himself. You come to a point in your life when you really don't care what people think about you. You just care about what you think about yourself. You're 26 years old. Are you there yet? You really don't give a crap what anybody says about you. You're just, as long as Joe Sylvester's happy, you're cool.
Exactly. And I'll tell you what, I haven't heard that quote before, and I really like that one. And I think that's a good good outlook on life for anybody. Because if you're worried about what other people think about you, then you're never going to really be happy, because you can only be happy once you're happy with yourself first and foremost. You have to know what you're doing is right and is making yourself happy, whatever it is. Whatever your job is, whatever your family life is, whatever it is that you want to do in life, you got to go out and try to do it. And if you don't, you're not living life to the fullest. And I think that's exactly what that quote is talking about, because you're always going to have people that talk you down, talk trash, naysay, people that might not have the guts to go and try to do something themselves, whether it is get a raise at their job, to get a promotion at their job, or to go out and jump a 10,000-pound truck 200 plus feet. Whatever it is, you got to be happy and you got to be confident in yourself, and not let the trash talkers get to you, or else you're not going to get anywhere in life.
Joe, I know you're getting ready to do this jump. I want to wish you the best of luck, and I'm looking forward to doing a great interview at the landing ramp right here on Tracks.
Oh, I guarantee it'll be good.
That is Joey Sylvester and promoter Blair Miller looking at the ramp that is going to launch his 10,000-pound monster truck with 1,300 horsepower into the record books. This world record attempt is not a feat to be taken lightly, as Joey and his team, along with the organizers of the Cornfield 500, have spent countless hours of thought and preparation on this jump. Let's take a look back just a few short months ago as Cornfield 500 promoter Blair Miller and Joey Sylvester started taking on the challenge of building the ramp that will propel Joey into the record books.
That truck is not going to fly 200 plus feet just relying on 80 miles an hour.
There is a few stipulations on the rules, and one of them is if Joe wants to make this happen, he's got to help me build this jump. We're ready to go move some dirt now.
It's not just going to be build a ramp and hope for the best. There's going to be a takeoff ramp. There's going to be a landing ramp, just like a motorcycle distance jump. The jump is going to be very large. The landing is going to be roughly 60 to 80 feet wide and about 150 feet long. The jump itself will be roughly about 20 feet high. If you land on a landing ramp, there's going to be almost no feeling whatsoever. The truck will be perfectly fine. We'll drive right out of it. But if you don't make it to the landing ramp, that's where the real danger is involved. If you plow into the backside of a landing and fold the truck up in half, it's going to be pretty bad.
I guess my job's going to be to make everything nice and level and smooth and make a nice airport runway for him.
I get inside the truck and whatever feels right to me is what I do. I might make a speed pass. I might just hit the jump the first time.
The people in this area, I don't think it's really set into them that we're actually going to be hosting the world's longest monster truck jump. And we've already got about 10,000 tickets sold for this event just on Sunday alone.
I'm excited to get out there and hit it.
That ramp will propel Joey Sylvester to his world record. But you know, you need to have a ramp to launch, but you also have to have a speed to get there. To find out the limits of bad habit, Joey and his team went to a drag strip in Ohio to find out what they had and what they needed.
The long and short of things is to hit a jump as fast as we could possibly go in this monster truck. It's going to be wild. It's definitely going to be wild. Nobody's ever seen something like this before. My main concern today was just seeing how the truck was going to handle at those speeds, and it handled it like a champ. And to go and hit a jump at that kind of speed, my heart's definitely going to be going. It's going to be something.
This past week, Joey Sylvester set aside time to take a practice jump in preparation for today's world record attempt. However, disaster struck, and the mettle and determination of both Joey and his Van Hammett team were put to the test.
Hey, get back, there's gas leaking.
Okay.
He's okay. He's okay.
He's all right. He's all right. You all right? He's
Okay.
all right, Cass. He's all right.
I'm fine.
Well, he's got plenty of speed, that's for sure, and the approach is all right, but the pitch on the beginning jump is too steep. When he was building it, I'm looking at this thing like he's going to go right to the moon. That's pretty much what he did. I mean, he was pretty much the same height as what those trees are. This kid's crazy.
We just had a little bit too much of an angle to the takeoff ramp. I knew I was going to need to get the suspension compressed to get the distance that I needed to catch the rebound of the shocks. Couldn't just rely on speed alone, and we just built a little bit too much pop into the takeoff. So when I come off of it, we're just way really high up in the air, probably about 60 feet high up in the air, looking at just talking to everybody, and just pitch the truck and just come straight down on the front end, and there's really no saving at that point. I tried gassing it to get the front end to come up, but it just had too much momentum going over, and we landed about the 180, 190 mark or so there right on the front tires, and the truck just cartwheeled about 5 times. And this is the worst crash I've had, and I would venture to say might be one of the worst crashes ever in our sport. The chassis is fine, the body's trashed, but we're pretty optimistic here. We should be able to get it going. The motor's running, the tranny's fine. We should have no problem getting it back up and running here in a couple of days and make the adjustments we need to make on the takeoff ramp, and hopefully the next run's a lot better.
Yeah, Joe definitely wants to go with a jump. I wish the kid had got some real sponsors to help him out. I'm going to do what I can to help him.
I give us a couple days and we'll have it back together. We're used to tearing stuff up like this and having it fixed in a night, so a few days shouldn't be a problem.
Well, we're going to do what it takes. The show must go on. Joey's not a quitter. He's going to land this thing.
We got a jump to do on Sunday.
Wow, was that a frightening crash or what? Joey was okay. The true determination and grit of a warrior and competitor, as he is going to get back on that horse today and throw that monster truck in the air for a world record attempt. That video was shot with Sportsman 720 video eyewear. Great shots we had from the ground. One of the worst crashes we've ever seen with a monster truck. Did you see how high he was? Over 60 feet in the air. And what impressed me most about Joey, he kept his composure in the cockpit, reaching up to shut the fuel line off to the motor while he was still barrel rolling after the truck landed. Incredible job by Joey and the Bad Habit team. Unbelievable. You could see the emotion, the frustration of Joey after the crash, and understandably so. This is his pride and joy, and this world record attempt is nothing to take lightly. What kind of shape is Bad Habit in? More importantly, how is Joey and his team today? Let's go pit side to our very own daredevil of the Tracks team, Mark Kenyon.
Joey Sylvester. Who is he? What is he? Joey Sylvester is a man's man. This guy has been working towards this jump for 2 years. Breakfast this morning, 8 eggs, deer meat sausage. Joey Sylvester has been working at this jump for 2 years. As of Tuesday, heavily damaged the truck. You look behind me, making changes to the ramp, what, an hour before the jump? Joe, first off, how's the truck?
The truck's good. It looks a little rough, but mechanically we got it together. We've been working about 16, 17 hours a day since the crash, and seems to be pretty stout. So we haven't made any more test jumps, so we're just letting it all hang out and going for it all right here today.
Second question, how's your head? Pretty violent wreck. You know what happened, and what are you doing to not make it happen again?
My head's fine. My body's got no more than normal aches and pains, but we took some rebound out of the front of the shocks. That'll keep the front shocks from rebounding more and trying to pull the front end of the truck over in the air. And the biggest adjustments were made to the takeoff ramp. We knocked about 1.5 feet off the top, and we took the belly out of it, took the pop out of it. And the more I keep looking at it these past few days, the more I think I need a little bit less of an angle yet. So we're making some last-minute adjustments right now. Gonna extend it out a little bit further and make it just a little bit less steep even yet. So, and I think we should be pretty good. That combined with the absolute maximum speed I can get the truck up to, we should be pushing that mark.
You made a test run at a drag strip, got the truck up to a pretty high speed, 80 miles an hour. You hit the ramp the other day at about 68. What do you figure today you have to hit it at to go 203 feet?
I don't think it's going to be a problem with the distance. We could get up to about 80 miles an hour. The other day we were making speed passes here at 75, and that new APD engine, the 540 Chevrolet, is screaming, man. We got that thing running top notch on the dyno before we left, because I blew the motor up a week before we had to be here. And can't say enough about John Kyle at APD Engines in Toledo, Ohio, man. He put everything aside for me for a week, got that motor up and running better than ever, and it still had more left after I was making passes here at 75 miles an hour on Tuesday. So there won't be any holding back today. It's going to be all the way to the floor today.
Joey Sylvester, he's an uncaged animal, he's a bad habit, he's my hero.
Mark, what a hero to have. This guy looking to set history here today, and look at that look on his face. Monster truck fans and daredevil seekers have converged on Blair Miller's farm to show their support to Joey. Some of those supporters are the people that are most important in his life. Let's go pit side to Mark Kenyon.
Thanks, Shane. We're down here with Kathy and Crystal, and of course Joey making the only other pass on this ramp. The last time, Kathy, that he made this pass, you were quite emotional.
Yes, I was. I was not expecting that. I had complete confidence, and Joe told me that I should have complete confidence, and it went wrong. It was the wrong pitch, but he assures me that it's been changed and everything's going to go fine today.
Crystal, your brother's about to go out there and try to set the world record, and if he does set it, of course, we'll all be celebrating. You guys have got all the stuff, but if he comes up short, have you thought of that, or has Joe talked to you about that?
No, we try and think positive about this. He's been thinking positive the entire time. Even after the jump, as soon as he crawled out of the truck, he literally said, I know what I did wrong, I'm going to fix it. So that's kind of the mentality that we have right now, and it's just, do what we need to do. If something goes awry, we're not thinking about it, because we just want him to succeed and want him to do good. We're his biggest supporters. So, if it goes wrong, we'll probably all be climbing over this fence and running over to see how he's doing. I try not to think of that. So I don't have a plan for that. I just have a plan for happy he made it.
Happy he made it. There's no doubt down here in the Sylvester camp. Shane?
This was the practice. Dry conditions, a dry day. Joey Sylvester up to the ramp. You can see the pitch. The truck noses down, and trouble as he cartwheels Bad Habit to a stop. The crews have worked feverishly to get that truck back together. The anticipation, the excitement is building, one of the most crucial parts of this jump will be the track itself. When Joey approaches the ramp, he is going to be coming in at a very rapid speed. To tell us more about the track conditions that Joey faces today in this attempt for history, back down to Mark Kenyon.
Shane, I am down here, and even as we speak, they're prepping the track. Blair Miller on the dozer himself, and they are getting the track ready. Track conditions, you know, look at this. This is a topsoil ramp. This is relatively hard, though. We had a lot of rain, I mean a ton of rain yesterday, and this is very, very solid. They really just built this ramp not 2 hours ago, Shane, so going to be interesting. First time this ramp is going to be hit, and the first time Joey's hitting it.
And Mark, I also got to tell you, you look pretty good sporting those Sportsman 720 video eyewear glasses.
Sportsman 720s, I'll tell you right now, no matter what event you go to, you can wear these glasses. You go to a race, you wear these glasses. You put them on, you go home at night. If you think you missed something or you blink your eye or whatever, these glasses will have it on. This is the way to go. If you're going to be a race fan, and even here today, you're going to have the world record monster truck jump on your computer when you get home tonight. So you're not going to miss a thing, and in case you did, you'll get it with your Sportsman 720.
The fever. Intense. NASCAR racing experience. The authentic racing experience. Packages start at just $329. Thrilling. Yeah! The rush. The NASCAR racing experience. Call 1-877-RACE-LAP today.
Life is a journey for all of us. Used to be all about you. But things change. You get married, have kids, responsibilities. People who depend on you. Back Off makes a safe alternative to help you quit smokeless tobacco. Do it for them. Give us a call.
Shane, we're down here and we're minutes away, moments away from the world record jump, and I'll tell you what, my guts are flipping over. I'm nervous for Joey, and you know, I didn't think I'd be. I was kind of cool last night. I was sitting there, I'm going, oh, he'll be all right, he'll be all right. I don't know. Is he going to be all right?
I hope he's all right, because I'm right in the same boat with you. I am nervous. I'm telling you what, I've pulled my hair out anticipating this jump today. You know, everybody's been kind of quiet anticipating this, but I got to know, you folks ready? You want to make some noise for us?
We got people that came from all over, from 4 or 5 different states to see this, and they're still piling in the gate. And we're down here in the landing area. They put flour down so they can see where Joey's going to land. And, you know, he already landed once on this. This is the first time he's hitting this jump. First time he's hitting the jump in this configuration. They just changed it. First time he's brought the truck out, they tried to pass this, you know, try to make a pass with this thing. He told me he's going to try to make a speed run. Maybe not. Maybe he's just going to come out and hit it. But I'll tell you right now, the anticipation, the crowd, you hear them? They make noise when you turn around, but they're somber, they're quiet. Everybody is on pins and needles.
Nobody knows what to expect, Mark. One of 2 or 3 things can happen. He clears the jump, he makes the world record, he lands on all 4 wheels, and he drives over a hero. Or he comes up a little bit short and doesn't get the world record. Or, God forbid, we see a replay of what happened during his practice jump and he crashes and wrecks and destroys a truck. Or even worse, does harm to himself. The anticipation and the nervousness here is high. It's at a level that you can't even describe. Mark and I can only tell you so much, but to be here, you have to feel it.
You can cut the air with a knife. I mean, it's just unbelievable. And, you know, Joey's made some changes to the truck. He took some rebound out of the front shocks. He talked to us. I'll tell you what, he's probably the calmest guy in the whole place. And he's ready for this. He stood up on the launch ramp. He stood there and personally directed it. He's been involved in this. I talked to Joey over 2 years ago, and this is all he's ever wanted. This is what he's wanted, and this is it. We're minutes away from Joey making either his dream come true or living his worst nightmare.
Well, hopefully everything goes according to plan, and a couple of other factors we've got to take in. A lot of rain here this weekend. The strip that he's going to drive down to get that monster truck up to 80 miles an hour was awfully wet here today. They've had to do some work to get that ready. Another factor today, the wind. We have to take that into consideration. Very heavy winds throughout the weekend. What happens when you get that 10,000-pound truck midair? How is the wind going to come into play?
We don't know, and I'll tell you right now, the only way to describe the rain yesterday is it rained like a cow peeing on a flat rock. And, you know, it poured, and this is all topsoil, and this is soft. And, of course, you know, the wind is a stout 20, 30 miles an hour, but it's gusty. So if he gets up there and a gust hits him, nobody knows. The wind's going to be at his back, but Shane, we're minutes away.
I can't wait, Mark. Good luck, Joey. I know you're going to do it. Let's set that world record today. Joe Sylvester putting the heat in the motors of that 540 cubic inch Chevrolet engine. Mark Kenyon, Joe Sylvester is ready to do it. Your final thoughts.
Shane, I'll tell you what, he just went down the end. This is going to be unbelievable. It's the first time he's hitting the ramp in a truck that he just patched together. Back to you guys. Here we go. Here we go.
The home-built chassis, Silverado body with a Cadillac Escalade nose. His goal is to someday jump 300-plus feet. But today, he is looking to take that first step in world record history by exceeding 202 feet. Ladies and gentlemen, will we witness history, or will we see a replay of what happened during his practice run? You can see that Marine Corps flag flying in the background, a tribute to his friend Steve Bennett, a sergeant in the Marines who is stationed in Afghanistan. Steve's brother, Scott Bennett, is serving as a crew member for Joey today, along with Kyle Kunkel, as they watch their driver prepare for an attempt at a world record monster truck jump. The anticipation is high. And here he comes, down the strip, full throttle. Picture perfect. Oh my, Joe Sylvester and Bad Habit making the jump. But is it a world record? Just like any championship battle, we're gonna have to go to the tail of the tape to find out. The Sylvester family celebrating Joe Sylvester pulling up on the ramp. Let's take a look at the replay. Bad Habit, Joe Sylvester, nice run down the strip. You can see he hits the jump perfect. Look at that. Through the air with the greatest of ease. Nice, even, level jump from ramp to ramp. A picture-perfect landing. But is it close enough? That is the question. Remember, the rear wheels, where they land, that is the official measurement. Let's take a look, real time, the suspension cam. Notice Joey fighting the wheel to keep that truck straight, taking all his strength. Landing on the ramp again, a picture-perfect landing. Look at the arm strength that he has to show, keeping that wheel straight of this 10,000-pound monster truck to propel it through the air. Just as if you were standing on the ramp itself and Bad Habit flying through. And this is what it comes down to, where the rear wheels land and he comes up just short. How short? About 3 feet. Oh my, 3 feet from a world record. Mark Kenyon has caught up with Joe Sylvester.
Joe, just about a yard short. I know you, and I knew at breakfast this morning you weren't going to try it again. Tell me about your thoughts right now.
There's not a doubt in my mind, and I'm going to go for it again. I knew as soon as I got out of the truck and I saw those marks and they weren't far enough, said we got to do something different. We hit it about 78 miles an hour at that time, which is really fast in a monster truck. I think if we could squeeze out a couple more miles an hour, we're deciding right now if we need to change the pitch of this ramp a little bit to get the suspension to compress just a little bit more, or if I just need to just change my approach angle a little bit at it with my throttle timing. So we'll see what happens, but we're definitely going to go for it again as soon as that thing cools down. The brakes and the motor are pretty hot right now. So as soon as it cools down, we're going for it again, so don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere. Stay right here, folks. Double bang for your buck.
The fever. Intense. NASCAR racing experience. The authentic racing experience. Packages start at just $329. Thrilling. Yeah! The rush. The NASCAR racing experience. Call 1-877-RACE-LAP today.
Life is a journey for all of us. Used to be all about you. But things change. You get married, have kids, responsibilities. People who depend on you. Back Off makes a safe alternative to help you quit smokeless tobacco. Do it for them. Give us a call.
Wow, in order to get glory, you need guts, grit, and determination, and Joe Sylvester has that. He wants this world record. Well, you can see he's talking to the ramp building excavating team led by that man in the blue hat, Gary Bauer, former monster truck driver and good friend of Joe Sylvester. Let's take a look at this one more time. You can see a nice clean approach to the ramp, but what they want to do is they want to take a little bit off that ramp to get the suspension to compress, to shoot him up a little bit more. He needs to get a little bit more height and, of course, more distance in order to set that world record. Gary Bauer going to work with that bulldozer. There's such a fine line right now that he has to be careful. Too much out could send him into a nosedive on the jump like we saw in his practice. I'm no excavator, that's why I'm not on the bulldozer. Joe Sylvester putting on the safety equipment as he prepares for his second attempt at a world record monster truck jump. Mark Kenyon, what did they do to the launch ramp?
I stood here with Joe, myself, and the changes they made, Shane, they took about 4 inches out of the bottom. They put a little more belly in it. They want the truck to compress and launch off the ramp. He needs a little more height and a little more distance. Joe said it's going to be tricky. He hit the ramp at 78 miles an hour. He's going to try to hit it at 80. I think that's all he's got. This thing is a handful and very twitchy to drive. And so he's really nervous about just keeping this thing straight. Unbelievable, beautiful, picture-perfect launch. Beautiful picture-perfect landing, and the truck really held together well. A testament to these guys working 5 days to put this thing back from pieces.
Mark, you're absolutely right. A week from hell started on Tuesday when they wrecked this truck on their practice attempt, but they went to work getting it ready. Joe Sylvester ready at his second attempt at a world record history. Mark, back to you.
He told me he's going to break the record or break the truck. Shane, I got to go. He's going down there. The next thing you see is the bad habit flying in the air.
You heard Mark say that they changed the pitch of the ramp just a little bit. They want the truck to compress so he gets a better launch off the ramp. And of course, speed is optimum. 78 miles per hour in a 10,000-pound monster truck. Oh my. That is impressive. That really puts into perspective the power that these trucks have. 540 cubic inch Chevy motor, blown alcohol, nothing left on the table. It is all coming down to this. 26-year-old Joe Sylvester looking to break the record. His ultimate goal is to go 300 feet. But first, he must break the record of 202 feet. Joe Sylvester is up and running. Will this be the record-setting jump? Another solid effort by Joe Sylvester. Bad habit as he slides into the woods. Mom Kathy, arms in the air, hugs all around. She's excited that her son landed safely, but is it enough? for the world record as Bad Habit sliding into the woods. Joe Sylvester trying to get his truck back over to the ramp area, and he's having trouble. Something not right with his ride. Let's take another look as Joe Sylvester hits the ramp, sending him through the air. Bad Habit in all its glory. A nice level jump once again. This time, the landing a little bit harder, and a great job, an amazing save by Joe Sylvester to keep that truck on all four wheels. Again, we take another look, but is it enough to break the world record? Sliding sideways, hitting the brakes, and sliding on the wet grass into the wooded area. Incredible. Look at the arm strength, the concentration on Joe Sylvester. He looked down just enough to check the tack to see how fast he was going. And then he's just holding on as he lands in the rough. Let's take a look at the suspension cam. Bent rims, bumps and ruts on the launch strip to fight, trying to keep this truck straight. One of the last independent owners. It's the only truck Joe Sylvester owns. But is it enough to put him in the record books as he locks up the brakes and slides into the woods? We all held our breath as Joe Sylvester made 2 attempts at a world record jump. Now we hold our breath to find out if he made it. Mark?
I'm down here with Joe Sylvester. Joe, it looks like it's right on the money again. It's a hair one way or the other. What's your thoughts?
I don't know. I sure hope we cleared it because the truck's a little tore up right now. Something's up with the transmission, and I don't know what else right now. We just took a pretty hard slam into some trees down here, but I don't know. We'll find out shortly here. Hopefully we cleared it because I don't know what else we got time for here today as far as getting this thing working again. So hopefully we got it.
You said you were going to break the record or break the truck. If you don't break the record here, will you make another attempt in the future sometime?
Absolutely. I'll come back again tomorrow and do it. If we put a tranny in the truck, I'll do it again tomorrow. I will sit here until we break this record.
You heard it here live on Tracks. Joe Sylvester bound and determined to break this record.
Well, Mark, thank you very much. You said it earlier. He was either going to break the record or break the truck, and right now, Bad Habit needs a transmission. What I was impressed most by, Mark Kenyon, and I know you can contest to this, to being a former dirt track driver, was the save that Joe did when that truck was sideways after he landed and came to a stop.
Yeah, unbelievable. He certainly dirt tracked the thing. He slammed it into some trees a little bit down here. They have a little problem with the rear steer, they think, and the transmission won't go into reverse. So, Shane, I don't know. Joe Sylvester, 2 cracks at it, and now the truck's broken.
3 times usually a charm, but I don't think Joe Sylvester will have a 3rd attempt here today. He came up short by 3 feet on his first attempt. Waiting to see what the measurement will be on his 2nd attempt, as he will ride over to the landing ramp area. Again, a fantastic jump for him nonetheless. Nothing to hang his head down about, but you know that he wants to break that record. Anything short of that would be failure for that man. And you saw him throw his hands in the air, wanted the thumbs up, thumbs down. What is going on? He's getting an ovation from the crowd right now as they take a look to see where he landed. Surveyors came in today, set the measurements out. You can see the tire tracks on the ramp. You can see the look of concern on everybody's face, wanting to know if this is a world record breaking jump or not. Talking with some of the guys that helped put this ramp together. Talking with his crew. You see he's wearing that t-shirt, a big fan of pit bulls and a lobbyist in rescuing and finding homes for American Pit Bull Terriers. He has a couple of them here with him today. He considers them a big part of his family. There's Joe hopping on the all-new Can-Am Commander to hustle back. See if we can find out what is going on. Mark Kenyon, you were down in the thick of things on the landing ramp. Can you tell us a little bit what's going on? What were they talking about down on the landing ramp when Joe Sylvester came back up?
Joe is really hot. He's really pissed and bound and determined. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But they're measuring right now. It is within 1 foot of the other, whether he did it or not. And nobody knows. Nobody's made the call officially yet. But I'll tell you right now, it's so close, it's going to be a whisker. If he broke the record, it's not going to be by much more than a foot.
Joe Sylvester and Bad Habit launching through the air. As we all wait the official measurement, as you can see, the rear tires landing short of the 202-foot orange line. But that line is not official. Why? Because the measurement takes place from where the rear tires leave the launch ramp.
Well, it is, Shane. I'll tell you right now, it's, you know, the adrenaline's up and I'm pumped, and this guy is just pure adrenaline right now. They're measuring the jump. I can see the scuff mark, and I don't really know officially how they'll measure this, but they're working on the ramp right now, so I don't know if they feel like they broke the record or not. He may have left the ground before the end of the ramp, which means if he landed short down here of the mark, theoretically or technically, he may have the record.
What a day here at the Cornfield 500 in Columbus, Pennsylvania. This is Joey Sylvester's first attempt at world record history with Bad Habit, coming up 3 feet short. A nice clean jump, but it wasn't long enough. The crew went to work to change the pitch of the ramp, led by Gary Bauer, good friend of Joey and former monster truck driver on the bulldozer. Such a fine line between success and failure. And you can see the front tires are off the ground. The rear tires of the truck are still on the ramp. That's where they will measure from. Again, clearly the front wheels have lifted off. The rear wheels are still on the landing ramp as he propels himself through the air. And it's official, a new world's record, 208 feet. The monster truck jump set by Joe Sylvester and Bad Habit. Mark Kenyon, what a day.
You got it, Joey. 208 feet, 6 feet is all it took to break it. You are the world record holder, monster truck builder. What's going through your head?
I don't think it's quite set in yet. You know, there's been so much commotion around it and sliding into the woods over there and then having to take different measurements and everything because of where we took off from. I'm happy we did it. It's definitely a close call. It didn't beat it by much, but man, that's all the speed we had. That was all she had, was 78.5 miles an hour. And I'm not happy with the distance. I'm happy for now. I'm satisfied, but I do think it can be beat. We got to get a little bit more speed and maybe a little bit of a different angle on the ramp, but I definitely want to come back. Whether or not I beat my own record or somebody else comes along and beats it, I will go further than 208 feet at some point.
You set the high water mark. Let's just talk about this just for a second, Joe. Let's just say Bigfoot comes back and breaks this record. When will you attempt it again?
I'll attempt it very shortly after he does, as soon as we can get a venue, or we'll come right back here and do it again. Maybe we could leave this thing set up and we could come right back here and do it again.
You are unbelievable. You're a hero, man. 8 eggs and 2 link sausages of deer meat this morning for breakfast. You think that would turn the trick?
That was it. That's about the only thing I've had all day, though, so I'm pretty hungry right now. I'm ready to go get some food in me and go celebrate.
He was hungry for the record, and now he's got it. 208 feet, the new world record holder, Joe Sylvester, and the Bad Habit. He's like an uncaged animal.
I have a feeling that his appetite to go farther is not quite fulfilled. Let's take a look at the replay of this record-setting monster truck jump. On the gas. On that gas with that 540 cubic inch Chevrolet. A great run down the launch pad, up over the ramp, and there it is, 208 feet later, sliding to a stop, getting control of Bad sliding into the woods, adding more excitement on to what he has already accomplished. Well-wishers already coming down, congratulating Joe Sylvester as he is going to spend some time with the fans. As the Sylvester family ready to enjoy this world record celebration with their driver, Joe Sylvester. A world record setting day here at the Cornfield 500. We hope you've enjoyed it. For Mark Kenyon, my name is Shane Andrews. For more information, log on to teamemedia.com. Until next time, race fans, you never know what the unordinary is gonna bring, but it's always ordinary in the tracks world.